I hear you've been naughty.
In het Amstel Hotel in Amsterdam spraken we met Emma Thompson. De Britse actrice die niet alleen opnieuw de hoofdrol in de fantasiefilm Nanny McFee en The Big Bang speelt, maar dit keer ook het hele verhaal schreef.
Nanny McPhee stories are, this one's an original. I wrote this completely out of my own head. But the first one I took a little bit from these wonderful little books called Nurse Matilda, which were written by they were stories told by the grandfather of the author to her when she was a little child. And they were just stories about how naughty that she and her brothers and sisters had been during the day. And then he'd invented this ugly nanny who got prettier as the children got to behave better. And when I read those books, I thought they were very cinematographic. You know, I loved I rang my producer and said, it's just about a nanny who's very ugly and gets pretty. She said, well, that's a very interesting idea for film. But then the problem was to try and adapt something that didn't really have a story. So the first one, I just took everything from the books and tried and made a story that worked. For me, and in this one, I completely changed the conflict situation, the background, the children. So it's an entirely new story.
Hoewel Nanny McFee 2 draait om magie en avontuur, zijn er ook momenten in de film waarmee Thompson gevoelige onderwerpen aansnijdt. Volgens haar is het dan ook extra belangrijk hoe je deze emoties in beeld brengt bij een kinderfilm.
You don't make it bland. You don't simplify it to the extent that you say this is something that just happens. It has emotional weight. It's very important that. So you'll find that children do feel very strongly about these things and they experience them very, very strongly. Children have stronger emotions than anyone. So you say, what are you going to do? Make these emotions not exist for them because they can't deal with them? That's not right. But you find a way of telling the story that isn't going to distress them or disturb them, but engage them on a very real level. On a very real level about what's happening in life and what can happen in life. There's nothing they can't deal with. Nothing.
Naast een echte oorlog woedt er in Nanny McFee en The Big Bang ook een felle ruzie tussen de oppaskinderen en andere kinderen uit de stad. Tijdens deze confrontaties wordt het gebruik van ferm taalgebruik niet uit de weg gegaan.
You monsters, I'll kill you for this. She says that to the other children when they've, she doesn't say it to the driver. She just is begging the driver to take her home. No, I think that the whole point about that aspect of it is that this is a war between the two children. You have a real war in which people are killing each other, and then you have two groups of children in which they threaten to kill each other. I mean, to be honest with you, that metaphor is a very real metaphor. At one point, Mrs. Green makes a very ironic remark. She says, it's the war, it's not a very good influence. And it's not a very good influence. We still consistently prosecute wars, and it's not a good influence. So yes, my point is, they have not been well influenced by the behaviour on the grander stage of the adults. And that's a very serious point I'm making.
En of Emma Thompson ook een derde Nanny McFee gaat maken, hangt af van maar één ding.
If this one makes money, that's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. If this one makes money and they want to make another one, then I would like to have another go, because there's lots of stories that can be told in this way. And I'm desperate to take her into space. Somehow, I fancy that. I see her just coming through space and then docking flat, but no spacesuit or anything. She doesn't need that because she's not human.
Don't be so disgusting.